Delicious Life, Podcast 3, continuation with Tangie Ambrose.
Let you
We're gonna
know.
do this again. We're gonna do this again. We have to do it
Yes,
next time.
and I'll tell you. Okay, so when I when I juice, I peel my beets, I peel
Okay.
my ginger, and I've never juiced sweet potatoes, and I juice my apples whole, all those kind of
Yeah.
things. So you
Yeah.
saying eat the skin on the sweet potato,
Keep it. Yeah.
and I've never done that. Eat
I
the
do.
skin on whether it's raw or cooked. I back in the cook days, I would scoop it out, and eat it out the skin. I'm gonna do it
Right.
though. So we take skin on the beets. Okay, I'm excited. A new adventure. Have you ever
Well,
done your hmm? Go ahead.
don't break your juicer now, because I have the type of juicer. I have the type of juicer now. I can get away with all that. My juicer, all I do is wash all my stuff. I flip that big old mouth top open and I just drop everything in there all at one time and let it go.
Okay, when I come back, I'm gonna tell if my juicer does not hold up, I'm gonna get your juicer. We're gonna
Number
see if my
two.
juicer. What kind of juicer do I have? It's one of those where I don't remember the name of it. I'm gonna do it. I
Well,
might
you
even
can
make
go
a
watch.
video.
You could go to YouTube and watch one of my videos, my Nama 2 juicer. I show you how to use it and everything. And you don't have to, unless it's a really thick skin, you don't have to peel anything. I leave the seeds in my apples,
Me
everything. I
too.
don't
Though. I
Yeah.
keep the seeds. The I just didn't take the skin off because I didn't know I was supposed to eat the skin of the sweet potato or the beet.
Well, it's not so much that you're eating it. You might, but mine, when it juices, everything comes out on the other side.
Mine too.
Yeah, so, but I mean, I'm thinking the skin might come out on the other side. Not that you eat it, but it turns it into juice. I mean, it's just juice.
You
You
know
probably
what?
get some
You know
nutrition.
what? You know what? I wasn't thinking because you're right.
Yeah.
Duh, I've been wasting time because I will make watermelon juice out the shell of the watermelon, but I never thought of what was I thinking? Why was I going through all that? You're right.
You
The
funny
apple
girl.
I would just, put in whole, you
Right.
know, but what was I thinking?
Now with
Wow. Okay.
watermelon, yeah, with watermelon now, I cut even the white part. I cut it all out and juice it. Now I don't put the rind of a watermelon in there.
I put the rhyme in there.
Okay, and I've
I
never
put the
tried that.
I
That seems to
eat
be a
the
bit too
inside
hard.
out, eat the inside out, and I put the whole rhyme. I cut it up into like slices, and I just put it in the juicer. Zoom, zoom,
Really?
zoom. Put some ginger
Okay.
in there and have me a juice. Yes,
I never thought to
yes.
do that. Mine would probably do it, but
Your juicer
how
would
does that
definitely
taste?
do it. It's
Is it
good.
good?
Mm-mm,
Okay.
mm-mm,
I'm gonna have to
mm-mm.
try it because oh
Not
my,
with a good watermelon. And that's the
I
part that's
love
really
it.
good for you.
I love watermelon
Yeah,
juicing. Oh
me
my gosh.
too.
One time I juiced some watermelon and a fresh pineapple. Ooh, it
Oh,
was
that
so good.
sounds good.
It was
Mm.
yummy. It was
Mm.
good.
But tell me, you like it was good. Have you ever done your ancestry?
No, Carl did his, but I haven't done mine. Well, I had at one of my family reunions, I have had an uncle who did it for our family. He just went and did it on himself, of course. But um, now we did it to take. It showed our lineage all the way back to slavery, to who he
Wow.
was.
Wow.
I haven't done it like to back to Africa. You know,
Okay.
like
Okay.
Carl. I think with Carl's and even his daughter, they're like a certain percentage of Nigerian
Oh
something.
yeah. I could see
Yeah,
that.
but I haven't done mine. You did yours?
I have not, but I want to, because even with that, Dr. Sabi would say that we need to eat for the region of the world that we come from.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
doing that, we would have a better idea of what foods would serve as medicines for our body.
That's a good idea. I didn't
Yeah.
think about regions.
Yeah.
Hmm,
Yeah.
that is a good idea, Tangie. Tangerine.
Mm-hmm.
So now, what's this?
Mm-hmm.
What's this I hear about Miss Tangerine? Who is Tangerine?
Tangerine. Well, let me tell you how tangerine came up.
Okay.
um, this young lady I met has a clothing store, and she's a single woman, you know, and she asked me, Tangie, will you wear some of my clothes and talk about it, advertise or whatever for me? And she's a sister,
Oh.
so I wanted to help her. So she sent me the first thing. I said, oh, this is cute. Okay. And then some of the stuff, I was like, I couldn't wear it because it was revealing in different kind of ways.
Okay.
And Tangie felt a little uncomfortable. I'm more of a I feel like I'm more of a palate, you know. So I allowed Tangerine to come forth from a different section, like Sasha Fierce and
Oh,
Beyonce.
the alter ego.
And
Okay.
she will wear anything. She will wear
Okay.
anything. She will twirl and all that other kind of stuff. And I can just stand back and look at her. But Latanya, what was so funny is for April Fools, I post that Tangerine was like, I'm taking over. She moved me out the way. People got so excited. I couldn't even tell them it was an April Fool's joke.
Now, are you sure you're joking? You sure you're not going to let that alter ego just out of the box, girl? Because I see that in you.
I'm definitely gonna let her stay because
Hmm.
I get to have fun with her. But
Yeah.
being an actor, I don't know if that's why, but clothes make me feel a certain way.
Yeah.
Do they do that for you? So
Hmm.
like, some of the things that Tangerine wears, they, it's like, look at me. And she has less inhibitions than I have. Isn't that crazy?
No, that's not crazy. That's facts. That's just the way it is. I mean, because when I'm feeling like, okay, I'm like being a singer, it's like some days I'm in good voice and some days I'm not. And when
Okay.
I'm in good voice, oh my gosh, I can sing whatever, no hesitation about hitting a certain note, no nasal stuff. Everything's clear. It's like I'm in good voice. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm in good voice, you know?
Yes. Yes.
And then other days it's like, it's like I can't even sing in the shower, child, today. So it feels like that to me sometimes with my body. It's like
Ah,
I feel good in my body today. And then when I'm like a little puffy or I feel heavy,
yes.
girl, it's
Yes.
the moo dress. You gotta be comfortable. And
Yes.
so
I
I
have
dress
those.
the way I feel.
I have those too. And especially aging and seeing the changes in my face and my body and all this other kind of stuff. The thing that really helps me to keep moving forward is I remember my mother
Mm.
when she was her last few weeks in her body. She was laying in the bed in this room, as a matter of fact, and we were looking at pictures of her. And she said, wow, Tangie. She said, I look good. Mom, what do you do? She said, "Do you know there was never a time in my life when I just celebrated my body, when I didn't
Mm,
think I needed to do something to make it better?
wow.
Never." And so from that, I got, whenever I look in the mirror and I think I'm not cute, I really am. I just can't see it. So going out and have a great day.
There you go.
You
Now
know, and
that you need to bottle up and sell it to it in a jar, girl.
okay, okay, okay,
A lot of
okay.
women need to hear that. We do need to hear that. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. That was a person that I told you about I have a girlfriend that died and she came back.
Mm-hmm.
And so other people that I know who went, well, you are, I remember you told me you're going to, do you do a podcast about near NDEs, right? Near death
Yes, I've
experiences.
been interviewing people that have had near death experiences. I love it. Yeah.
So I talked to another person one time and she said she looked back at her body and was like, she felt empathy for her body. She was just like, wow. Um, she didn't want to go back to her body, but she looked and she was like, wow, I haven't treated that. It looked like a piece of meat. She says, I haven't treated that body very
Oh,
well, you know? And then she started feeling grateful for it, like, wow, this thing carries me around on the planet and I need to be nicer to it. I need to be more connected to it. And, so, and that meant a lot to me. But my girlfriend I was telling you about, that
who
I'm
I
going
hope to be able to interview on Heaven High.
well, I'm
Yes.
tell you, she will tell you, I didn't have an NDE, girl. She says, I was not near death. I
Oh,
died.
God.
She
Wow.
was not near death. She totally died. And so much so when she came back to her body, she was in the morgue with a tag on her toe.
Wow.
So yeah,
Wow.
her story is one that needs to be told. And
Wow.
she had cancer, and the scar is still on her face. When she was a young girl, she had cancer, and it was in her face. It was a lump, and then they removed it. She still has a scar. They removed it, surgery, and then it came back. And what they were doing as a kid when they treated her, it actually spread it through her body.
Mm.
And she is so, oh man, she's so overwhelming. She even talks about how she had to forgive the doctors for messing her up like that. I
Yeah.
mean, this woman is amazing. Her name is Sheila Martin Askew, and hopefully she will. You will. I'm connecting you too. Hopefully she does. She's travels around a lot, and she tells her story.
Oh,
But
oh,
you
I would love
definitely have to
it.
talk.
I would love
So
it. You
where
know
can we
what?
find your podcast?
When can who? Hmm?
Where can we find your podcast?
Oh, it's going to be on my YouTube channel. I
Okay.
haven't put any out yet because
Okay.
what I wanted to do was have a full season before I put one out so that I wouldn't
Gotcha.
be scrambling to find guests
Yeah.
because everybody doesn't talk about their near death experiences.
No,
And
they don't.
what
They
I
don't.
found when I love our people, but the black people
The
that
black
have
community.
talked to me about it, they're like, yeah, because I was in the store and the man was getting ready to rob us and he held the gun to me. And I said, man, I got on the mask. I can't even see your face. That's our near death experiences, you
Wow.
know.
Yeah.
But we do have some. As a matter of fact, I have seen, I have heard, I have read. Well, no, I read about the hypnosis, Brian Weiss. I love him too. But I
Yes.
have seen the videos and of the near death experiences a lot. And I have yet to see a black person. So that's what made me want to do the podcast, because if I hadn't had my own personal experiences with angels and different things, I wouldn't believe it was real. Like my little near death experience, mine is kind of cute. When my children bought me some skates for Christmas during the pandemic. And so they were home from school. I was helping my daughter with a science project, collecting big rocks for her all over the place in the yard and stuff. And I had the skates on because I had this bright idea that I can practice skating and help you. You know, I'm trying to multitask because I got a lot to do. So we make it through me helping her get everything. Now I'm putting stuff away and I keep almost falling. And she's like, Mommy, take them off. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I don't get hurt. I'm good. So I'm going through the house. I'm going through the house. I have this big rock. And as I'm walking out the front door, I step down and I start to slip, but I catch myself. And then she was like, Mommy, take them off. And I was like, I'm fine, baby. So I step outside the front door and I'm on the porch and I start to step down and I slip again. But this time it's nothing for me to hold on to. So I slip and I'm starting to fall. And when I got right about that angle, time started going in slow motion. And I saw me fall. I saw my head hit the cement. Boom. I saw it burst open. I saw all the blood come out. And I saw my kids run out and see me like that. I saw all of that from like me falling from here to here. And then time went back and I tucked my head and my behind and I hit tail first instead of head first. So then my tail hit, boom, and then my head. And they heard it. It was so loud. It was so bad. And they came running out. But I wasn't bleeding because my tailbone hit first. And for about 6 months, I couldn't look up or over. I mean, it's still tight. My tailbone was hurt real bad. But everything, God has a message in everything. First, it grounded me in my body. Because you came to my one woman show.
Mm-hmm.
You remember I talked about, they kept saying I needed to be grounded. It wasn't until maybe my fourth doctor's appointment when I was sitting up on the chair thinking, gosh, how did I hurt myself? That I realized I am now grounded in my body. And then it was like, oh. And then it made me search out ways to heal. And now it's my intention to have a Heaven High Wellness Center. So it's a gift to go through anything. That's what I'm learning. It's a gift to go through anything because the blessings come out. LaTanya and I wrote a book too. Yes, I have an editor going over it right now.
Okay.
And I'm excited about that. And that also talks about a gift. It's called Eternally Chosen. And I wrote it for women who have had miscarriages, stillbirths, even abortions. I wrote it for those sisters because I want to help in their healing. And I want them to know that they are eternally chosen because everything that God does is a purpose. So I'm excited about that coming out, and I'll let you know more when it does.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I love that, Tangie.
And you know how, and you know what's so interesting? After, all my drama with the pandemic and the vaccine and all that other kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so my money started changing. Now, God took care of me the whole time.
Yeah.
But it was like, I was like, am I still supposed to be acting? Is this still for me? And my agent would say, Tangie, keep going. You keep getting positive feedback. They love you. He says, just your age doesn't match your look.
Yeah.
So everything was drying up, just drying up. And I'm getting hurt, drying up. Just, it's like, what is going on? But I'm holding on, finding a blessing. But because usually God has been telling me to write that story for a long time. And what would happen is I would start writing and then I would book something. And then I'd say, I'll get back to it. Start writing, I'll get back to it. He shut it all down like a little bitty raisin to where I was sitting there and it was like,
you had nothing but time.
So what am I going to do? What do you really want to do? I would like to find Black people that have had near death experiences. I want to talk to people who've had near death. I want to hear about all of them, everybody. Start the podcast, and I want to share my story to bless other people.
Yeah.
So that's how that came out. When
Okay. Okay.
yeah. So, because I'll just tell you this. I'll tell you this. From my
Okay.
story, I believe that it will help other women find the synchronicities in theirs and find another way to look at it.
Right.
But the gift that God blessed me with my baby is I know now that that particular soul did not have to come back to this planet again. She didn't have to come back. She had been here enough, and she had always chosen really tough lives. This is what the voice told me.
Mm.
So she came back to bless her family, prepare my body for childbirth, and the most important thing is so that she could experience love in the womb.
Mm.
Loved in that womb. And for that, she chose me. And so when you see the whole story, it's like, and I think it will help other women have those moments. So
Yeah.
far, my testers who have read it have been like, so there we go.
That's wonderful. That's gonna be fun. I can't wait. I can't wait. Okay, so we got a book coming. We got the podcast. And how's have things pick up with auditions yet? I know with this looming writer strike, and I really hope they don't, because
Yeah.
it always screws people up. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I get it. I get why they strike, but they just end up putting so many people out of work. It's just ridiculous to me.
Yes.
There
And
has to be another way, really.
yes, especially right now.
Yeah.
I did just do a show at Paramount.
Okay.
I'm really excited about, but
Okay.
they're not letting me talk about it,
No, you never can until the thing actually comes out.
which is probably good.
Yeah. Well, you're not supposed to.
Yeah, yeah, but I've
Yeah.
I've started producing too. Isn't that something?
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
See,
I've
look,
started.
Carl and I have we have an acting class here in Atlanta. We always teach people about the business of acting. You cannot be just one trick pony. You can't
Mhm,
just be an actor. You need to learn the business of acting. You need to learn how to be the writer. You need to learn how to be the producer, the director, the everything.
yep,
Because, yeah, because the business of acting is just that. It is a business.
it is a business. It
Yeah.
is a
And you
business.
need to know a whole lot more besides acting. Yeah. So
Yeah,
good for you. I'm proud of
yeah,
you, girl.
yeah. Thank you very much. It had to come to me. It had to, because for years I was like, not interested, not, and then it just kind of like, like when you know you're gonna have another baby, it just washes over you. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna say
Girl.
yes.
Well, that is good for you. I'm way past that stage. Woo! The plant is closed. No, 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 no,
Ah,
no, no. I love babies though. I do. I have two grandbabies, and one's not a baby anymore. She's 11 years old. But
wow.
yeah.
Grandmothers are not like they used to be.
You
It's
know what? Your mother, if she was still in that body, she'd be the same way. Your mama was sassy, girl.
oh, that's true. That's true.
She'd be the
Yeah.
same way. She was sassy. So, but Tangie, thank you so much. I am so grateful to you for coming into my kitchen, girl,
Thank
and
you for
cooking up some delicious life. And tell us where Heaven High. Okay, we have to do this next time because I love your story about how you came up with Heaven High. Um, but we do. We have to do it the next time. We're gonna maybe meet in the kitchen.
oh,
So you could
oh,
be in your kitchen, I'll be in my kitchen, and you're gonna show me how to do some things, girl, with
oh,
raw.
that would be fun.
Yeah. We're
That would
gonna
be
have to do that.
fun.
Yeah, we're gonna set it
Yes.
up and we're gonna do some cooking. Well, not
Yes.
cooking.
Yes.
I
Yes.
would love to. I'm always willing and open to learn anything. So
Me
I
too.
just,
I would love it.
yeah. So,
As a matter,
okay, one final question that I like to ask before we go. What does a yummy, delicious life mean to you?
ooh, a yummy, delicious life. Mmm. Mm. A yummy, delicious life. That means, mm, oh gosh. Oh, it means so many things. There's so
Yeah.
many different thoughts that are coming to my mind. A
Mm-hmm.
yummy, delicious life means going to sleep with thanks, thanks and praise on my mind for all the wondrous things that happened that day and having wonderful dreams. And before I wake up, as I'm waking up, I hear myself saying, God, I thank you. And then I wake up already high and the window is open. I see a little bit of the sun coming up. My children are smiling and excited about the day and fix their own breakfast. I and I'm able to do all the things that have been put on my spirit that day with ease. Everything happens with ease. So it doesn't really matter what job or lack of job, whatever that is. It could be I'm doing the yard. That's what the voice said. I'm doing the yard. And it's with ease. It could be I'm helping the lady across the street. It could be I'm working for somebody. It could be I'm dog walking, whatever it is. It's being in this body and being attuned to the what I see and what I smell and what I hear and what I taste and what I touch and appreciating it all. Maybe it's a day of appreciation. Be nice if it
This
was a fine man up in there too. I like that I liked and loved. Did you hear me
girl,
say
I just
like
have a hard time believing you're single.
yes?
I have a hard time believing you're single. But you know what? Because this is the thing, and I see why. Here's just why I say that is because instead of you giving me an answer of one thing, you know, that makes what you think is a delicious life, you know, peace on earth, health, whatever.
Oh,
You walk me through a whole day. You walk me through a whole night today and what the day looks like and what it is. Let me tell you something. That's why I love you so much, Tangie. You are a person who lives in the now and you flow with life. You flow with energy, you know?
yeah.
And you visualize. See, everything you just read off to me was what you saw.
Yes.
So, and I'm a firm believer that you create your reality. So you
Yes.
got to see it to create it.
You gotta see it.
You can't, you know, it's just like believing is seeing or is seeing believing. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
So I love it. That's what I love about you so much, Tangie. You are the
Oh,
epitome of a delicious life. So
oh,
you're gonna come back and we're gonna do even more. Thank you so much.
definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. I love you, Latanya.
I love you
Yes.
more. I love
Me
you more.
too.
I love you more.
Oh, yay.
Juke